Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of our Let's Play Civilization 5 Brave New World as Venice. So, hey, graphs. We're fine. As expected, we don't have tons of soldiers, although no one really has a lot of soldiers. That might represent, like, 2 more units, maybe. Or maybe 1 unit of archers, depending on how they math things out. So that's not terribly much. I think that it's a little bit early still to go crazy and go crazy nuts about the merchant. That's what I'm trying to say. The merchant of Venice, because I would still like to wait and really see which city-state is worth picking up at this point. So, for all I know, we're going to actually want him to embark and buy something on an island. And so, all that to be said, I'm not going to rush down the optics. I will pick up animal husbandry so we can improve things there. I may as well pick up archery at that point, and then we'll make a decision about some other things. Writing will definitely, actually no, animal husbandry into writing so we can sell embassies, and then we'll pick up archery, and then we'll figure out where to go at that point. So that's fine. Top priority, definitely hooking up the marble so that we can get the production boost. And I mean, it will help with money as well, so that's good, and we can use it to, I don't know, purchase some defensive units or another worker or whatever the heck we want. I suppose there might have been something to be said about upgrading the cows. Oh, right. We don't have it quite yet. So, is that where the construction is happening? Right there in the water? Sure, that's a reasonable place to put it. So, +1 production, which will be good. In fact, it'll work out to quite a bit more than +1 production. Well, I don't know about quite a bit more. I mean, we're not producing that many hammers. It'll be interesting to see how the rounding works out exactly for us. So it looks like that problem over there has resolved itself, which is good and lovely. So we're going to turn on the... Oh my god! Auto-explore so bad. Like, I should have just moved one over, seen the threat, and then turned the red around. See, this is what I get for doing this, and I'm going to have to move out of here relatively slowly. If I get to here, 1, 2, that he can't attack me. He could, but he won't be able to kill me, which is good. I want the +1 visibility range because it's awesome. So I'm going to do that, and I should be able to escape. Okay, so we're going to keep it on manual. Sorry if that keeps the pacing a little bit slow. But I don't want to lose my scout. Not that stupidly. Oh, ow, that hurts so bad. We are going to run through Hanoi, and they won't be able to keep up with us at that point. It will Hanoi a little bit because we are parking in them for 1 turn. But it's not the end of the world. Okay, we're down to 24 turns already. Oh, we got a population growth. Cool. So I could also move the production focus around. I mean, I could manually set the tiles, or I can just hit this button. 8, which does shave 3 turns off there. Slows our growth a little bit, but you know what? At this point, I think this is actually a really, really good idea. Yeah. Good idea. Meanwhile, you know what? I'm going to keep this guy around. I don't want my worker to get snagged. I don't want a improvement to be ruined. So I'm going to hit A to keep this guy on alert. He's going to be fortified until he sees an enemy, and then he'll automatically just sort of break out of that. So I will move over to here, and then I will start doing the fortified. Actually, I could have moved 1 more tile. But who knows? Maybe there's a monster over there. So we're going to just fortify until healed here. Hanoi will probably fight off the brute. And for anything else, I'll be mostly healed and fortified and on a hill, and this guy won't be able to kill me. So that will be okay. Next turn. This will actually reveal horses as well, won't it? And, oh, and trade routes. Caravans. Yes. All right, so we're going to have to start talking about the trade route mechanic. So, first of all, horses? Down here. Interesting. I'm not sure that Hanoi is going to be, like, good enough to buy. But it might be. It's got some food. I mean, dyes aren't bad. I mean, would I settle there? I suppose I might. Doesn't seem like a super awesome site, but it's an acceptable site. You know, here's another question. Yeah, we don't have to rush to bronze working. But at some point we'll see it. And where will the iron be? That'll be the big question. Alright, so the way trade routes work. Very cool new system. So, in Venice, I would build a caravan. Then when the caravan would be completed, it's not a unit you really move around randomly, or manually rather. Instead, you hit a button and you get a list of possible cities that the caravan can run a trade route to. And then it will walk to that city and then walk back. Now, while it's walking, like the entirety of the trip, every single turn, you will get a certain amount of, usually just gold. You could also get some science beakers. So, and that's based on the sort of difference in research and difference in technologies between the 2 civilizations. So you will get a fair amount. The other person will also get some amount. especially for gold. In terms of tech, it's actually possible for the other person to get more beakers than you. You might not even get any beakers at all if you're well ahead of tech, for example, but it seems to be a pretty edge case. That being said, so you're not controlling the unit manually, but it does exist on the map, which means it can be killed by barbarians or by enemies at war. Later on, you can also get, is it called cargo ships, I think, which basically work the same way, but on the sea. And they are very, very lucrative. They make you tons of money. And of course, the benefit here is you get double the normal amount of trade routes. And I'm saying trade routes make huge bank, and to have twice as many, you are going to be in ridiculous good shape. You can send trade routes to people of other civilizations. You can also do city-states. The city-states don't tend to be quite as profitable. On the other hand, then you're not giving money to a possible opponent. And I think it also has certain relationship benefits. I don't know if it always has a certain amount, but you can also get missions to create trade routes that way, so you can make people pretty happy. Anyway, with all that said, let's keep plugging away here. So we've got that producing, it's good. That'll take a few more turns, which is fine. That is healing, so we're not doing a whole lot. I mean, I could send out these spearmen, but I really do feel safer having them at home at this point. Probably most of the goody huts on this continent are gone. We are playing on Fractal. I don't know how far this continent goes. There might be more than one continent. Probably there is. There's probably a pair. Belgrade, or Belgrade? Belgrade? I mean, you would say just grade. I can't remember how people actually pronounce this. Under attack, but you're very far, so I'm probably not going to be helping you. So I apologize, but that's the way it is. All right, we have finished that, which is great. Our production is currently at 9.1. That includes the 15% modifier. So we are going from 7 to 9.1 thanks to our 2 modifiers between the policy and the marble. Now, it would be nice if we could get the Pantheon kicked in, but it'll be there in time for the library, so that's fine enough. So we do have the ability to improve our cattle. So it's going to take, well, actually it doesn't matter. Either way, we're going to start building it next turn. I am going to prioritize the stone just because we want the extra production. I believe this will work out to more hammers overall than improving the cows. I always get it wrong in Civ 5, though. I'm like, what does it add? And, like, what does the resource add versus what does the improvement add? All the time. So, use for it to build the quarry. And next turn. Yeah, this is going to be the right way to go if we're a little bit concerned about the production. I am worried about being beaten to the library, and I'll be very annoyed if that happens, but whatever, that's the risk. I haven't mathed out, like, on king difficulty, when do people tend to get wonders, that sort of thing. I'm not sure, so I'm just going to have to seat of the pants kind of fly it. We don't want to buy any of that. Workers, what, 310? Yeah, 310. So that's the real thing I want to buy, and we're not making a ton of money right now. So it might be a little bit difficult. But, actually, once we finish the mausoleum, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Okay. Embassies. So, let's go and see if we can sell our embassies to people. We're going to start from the bottom up, because why not? Hello, would you, Oh, you're going to do that. No. Ah! Oh! We need a declaration of friendship so that we can do flat amounts of gold? Really? I guess it's, like, reasonable since we're sort of, like, discussing your... No. It's probably a little too early for all of these friendship agreements. But we're going to give it a try. No. I mean, we could do the mutual embassy, but I would much rather get some money out of it. Shoot. Yeah, because normally they would pay you will do it. They will pay 25 gold for an embassy. So here it's going to be a total of 30. It is spread out over time, but I'm not worried about them kind of breaking the deal. I think I want to do this. Yeah. Yeah. I want that. Okay, let's go down the list and see if other people will be willing to do the same thing. Oh, well, that's a bit of an issue. Catherine have writing? Yes. And so you would give me 1 per turn for that? Alright. I like it. So now we're up to +4. Because money is good. I totally think this is a worthwhile thing to do. I would much prefer the flat 25s up front, but hopefully this will work out okay as is. Alright, so we're going to slow walk and do that, and then we're going to go and explore some of this place here. I think most of the interesting things are gone, but what can you do? Yes, let us totally work together. Gosh, why couldn't we have done that last turn so you could have given me some flat money? So, Timok. And wow, he's expanded fast, like, fast. Did I miss, like, the city being here for 8? Wait, no, how does he have so much border? What is your power? Founded cities start with additional territory. Units receive a combat bonus when fighting within their own territory. God damn! That is amazing amounts of territory. Oh, you would be fun to play as. I can tell. Feeling a little crowded, but it's not going to be much of a problem. In practice, we're going to be able to get all our border pops just fine. Although I'm almost tempted to like buy one of those because I was talking about. You know what? We can make one purchase. Just for the space. It's going to maybe crankify him just a little bit. But I just like to be a little bit closer if we do plan an attack, just to make sure. I don't think he would pop in that direction. He'd probably pick up the bananas first. But I'm going to be okay, and then we can mine it pretty quickly and generally be okay. In fact, I was going to say he's probably going to start working it right away because we did tell it to have the production focus, so that's okay. We're now 8 turns away from that, which is fine because we already have our writing tech and everything, so we're going to be all set for that particular direction. So we have fallen to 4th place overall, which is not terribly surprising because I think you get more points for having military and, of course, population, and a lot of these guys are expanding at this point. So we will fall behind a little bit in score, but I don't think it's representative of our actual position in the world. People are demanding wine, and, you know, good for them. I'm not going to really do much about that. I suppose this guy, I could, like, wander off over here and just explore the shore a little bit, just, you know, to feel a little bit better. He's going to be close enough to still be able to defend, and everything will be fine and peachy. Alright, so we can do archers now. I'm not going to bother with the Temple of Artemis. I don't consider it to be a very high priority wonder. So now we get to build our next thing. I don't think I'm going to go for oligarchy yet. Landed elite is probably the way to go. The extra food is going to be quite nice. Our happiness is perfectly fine at this time. So yeah, let's get a population that grows a little bit faster. Of course, the other option is I could have just started a new branch. But really what I want to do is I would like to get commerce going. We might pick up some aesthetics as well because, you know, the tourism and culture win is kind of fun and exciting. Patronage might also be a possibility because one of the things that has changed, if we mouse over the tech here, every city, each city or puppeted city you own will increase technology costs by 5%. So that is something they put in there to basically screw over like the Maya infinite city sprawl type of strategy where you have all these tiny little crappy cities and they all work together to be awesome. Well, this makes it so that if you have a bunch of crappy cities, you're going to be teching very, very slowly. This is totally fine as long as you take some time to actually build up your individual cities. Meanwhile, I think the penalty to culture, yeah, it's down. It used to be 30% extra social policy cost. Now it's only 10%. So you can, in a way, you can expand a little bit more than before. But at the same time, you've got to make sure you're expanding to quality cities. And I think that's a better balance idea. I mean, whether they executed it correctly is a whole other question mark, but I think it's okay. Anyway, I think it is time to pick up the bronze working now. I'm quite curious to see where the iron is, if nothing else. And then we're going to make the jump down to optics at that point. And I think I'm going to be pretty happy with that. Again, oh, we do want some hanging gardens, so that'll probably be the next thing after that. The circus is not going to do much for us. I don't think we've got anything we can camp, unless I'm wrong. No, we don't need the camp. So, yeah, and we do want the sailing because we'd like to actually hook up the pearls. So that's good. Found a pantheon. So we are the second people to found the pantheon. Hopefully, yeah. I'm thinking Monument of the Gods is the way to go. Again, you know, it sort of expires at some point. Some of these others are handy all the way through, but we do have a few wonder plans early on. So, you know, if we're gonna do it, you may as well go whole hog, right? I mean, we can get +1 extra hammer. +1 pasture, +1 culture from this, but that's not tourism, that's culture. This would translate to +2 production because we'd have 2 fishing boats. And obviously we're going to get some other cities later on. So some of these, you know, there's some benefits there. I don't think we're going to have a lot of cities though. But yeah, I think, you know, if we're going to go for the wonders, you know what, let's go crazy. Absolutely freaking nuts. So at this point, I mean, the only way we could be better is if we were Egypt, because Egypt's got this built in, right? I'm not wrong? Egypt with this, plus 20%. But already at this point, we are rocking a whomping 45%. So if we were Egypt, we could get a 65% benefit here. But this ain't bad. I mean, you know, it's pretty good. That would actually be the opposite of bad. Panama City, all right. Public decoration and new riches, citrus. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Eventually on this little stub, because it's actually quite compressed here, I think barbarians are going to stop being a problem pretty darn quickly. So we might be able to automate our scout once more. Let's keep on trucking. So we're going to finish this thing, the mausoleum, and then might be time for another cut in there. Longs for culture. I don't think we're really culturific, so I apologize for that. There's more stone over there. That is nutty. Yeah, let's go see what this exposes. All right. Okay, so we finished that, which is good. We're down to 4 turns left on the mausoleum. What's our total production right now? 13. It's not too shabby. We are still producing food, which is nice. And I think what that means is I'm going to go ahead and build a mine next. Just because we're going to try to finish that library as quick as we can. And building a mine, I think, will have a better benefit than working the cattle at that point. And then at that point, I'll probably just automate the worker because, you know, he's not going to be able to kind of screw this up. I say with full ridiculous confidence for no reason whatsoever. Let's go down to the trees here. Again, and, you know, I was talking about the double move, but that would actually be a safe spot, even if it turned out there were barbarians on the other side, so it's not too worrisome. Hanoi calls for faith. Most faith. I don't think that's going to be us. Warsaw. Okay, wow, we really... Yeah, he did expand towards us, so it's possible that this guy is going to be a jerk face at some point. And speaking of jerk faces, damn it! Where's my guy? Shoot, that is really actually going to be a problem. Well, not a problem, but it's an annoyance in that it's going to slow down my mine, which I still think was a better idea, but I guess now we're going for cattle. Alright, and he's fighting. Poland discovered for Belgrade? Oh, cool. I didn't realize we had a quest for that. It's too early to pay attention to the quest at this point, so I just am not. I like the color of Poland. So I know some people complained about it, but I like being really visible. Like, I would like playing as that color because I would not, you know, kind of lose track. I'd be able to see myself very quickly on the map. Not that I mind this purple. So we'll get the +1 production, which is fine. Although I think the guy is dead, so it's not a problem. But I don't want to cart the worker back and forth. I'm going to leave the spearman on the worker just to make sure he can't be interrupted. We'll just get work done. Because losing a turn here or there doesn't sound like much, but it really does make a big difference. Again, we may have already lost the library. But we're going to try anyway, because we're crazy. This is going to be a pretty good wonder for us. There was one person, was it Morocco, that we didn't do the embassy with? I don't remember who it was. No, Casimir, and he still doesn't have writing. Okay. Fine, fine. And we're going to stay in place there, and we are going to run over that way. Now, I finished the mausoleum, so this is the place where we are going to cut this episode. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.